Como ven, me encuentro en el Poliforum de Cancún, donde se está llevando a cabo el Campeonato Mundial de Dodgeball, un súper evento mundial e interesante, y vamos a ver los pormenores de lo que pasó en este gran evento. Cancún se vistió de fiesta al ser sede del Campeonato Mundial de Dodgeball 2019. La Federación Mundial de Dodgeball y la Federación Mexicana de Dodgeball unieron fuerzas para lograr realizar el mayor evento a nivel mundial de esta disciplina. Los organizadores de este campeonato nos cuentan que es producto de un gran esfuerzo.
Es la primera vez que vienen atletas de todo el mundo aquí a México. Hemos tenido torneos nacionales, regionales obviamente, de gran nivel, pero siempre es mucho más emocionante tener a países como Inglaterra, Estados Unidos, Argentina, Australia, de todo el mundo viniendo a participar aquí. Y pues esperamos que muchas personas de aquí, locales sobre todo, puedan disfrutar de este deporte. Muchas gracias a toda la gente de Cancún, siempre nos ha abierto las puertas, es muy linda gente y esperamos verlos por aquí.
Es algo nuevo, es algo único, es la primera vez que se hace algo así a nivel nacional con este deporte. No se lo pierdan, la verdad es que va a estar padrísimo, se ha preparado, nos hemos organizado durante mucho tiempo, les va a encantar. El deporte visualmente es increíble, así que es para toda la familia, no se lo pueden perder y va a estar increíble, no se lo pierdan.
Ceremonia cívica encabezada por el ejército mexicano y cientos de deportistas de más de 11 países, quienes portaban los colores de su nación en el corazón. Uno de los objetivos de este gran campeonato es que las familias de Quintana Roo conozcan este deporte, que aunque parece nuevo, todos alguna vez lo hemos jugado. Es parecido a los quemados, juego que jugábamos en educación física. Es una cancha dividida en dos y los equipos lanzan una pelota y tratan de tocar a sus rivales para sacarlos del juego. Es derrotado el que se queda sin jugadores.
Un honor representar aquí a México, que y todo esto es para crecer el deporte y eso es algo que a mí me encanta. Todos que estamos acá representando a México tenemos una pasión tremenda para este deporte.
¿Vamos a ganar?
Claro que sí, claro.
Oye, Johnny, cuéntame un poquito, pues veniste aquí a ver, echarle porras a tu equipo, a México.
Sí, bueno, a las dos, a México y a Argentina, porque tenemos una muy buena amiga en la selección de Argentina y a México, bueno, por ser mexicano.
Oye, ¿por qué crees que la gente, la afición, las familias tienen que venir a ver este tipo de deporte?
Pues para empezar es un deporte nuevo, que bueno, yo es la primera vez que lo veo, muy entretenido y me parece que es como muy familiar también, el ambiente es muy especial para venir con niños, con familia, me parece espectacular.
Tienes hasta el 1 de diciembre para vivir esta gran fiesta deportiva en el Poliforum de Cancún. Si llevas tu credencial de quintanarroense con tu familia, la entrada es gratis. Recuerda que este domingo son las finales de este Campeonato Mundial de Dodgeball a partir de las 9 de la mañana en el Poliforum de Cancún. No te pierdas esta gran oportunidad de ser parte de esta historia y vive una experiencia mundialista en tu ciudad.
Hello and welcome back to the WDBF World Championships here in Cancun, Mexico. I am Elisa Westman.
And I'm Terry Thrasher.
And we have yet another exciting game of dodgeball coming up for you. The Canadian women versus the Hong Kong women's team. As of right now, I think Canada is ranked 2nd and Hong Kong 5th. This is the last women's round robin match. Only the top 4 seeds get to go to playoffs. So Hong Kong was really looking for this win in order to secure their spot in the top 4 seeds.
Yeah, I think they may need to win by a decent margin too in order to crack that top 4. So I'm sure they'll be hungry for it. Canada, of course, though, pretty formidable opponent. We've seen some really solid matches from them so far in this tournament. Probably the highlight being their comeback win over Australia yesterday.
Yeah, that was a very exciting game. Canada was down 4 or 5-0 right off the bat, and after making some changes, a little bit of a momentum shift for them, they ended up winning the game 10-5. So that was a huge win for them. They really needed that in order to secure their 2nd seed.
Yeah, huge confidence booster being able to come back against such a strong team. The Australian women have also looked really, really good throughout this tournament. A couple of really close and I'm sure difficult defeats recently, but I believe they're still going to make the playoffs unless Hong Kong has a huge match here. Australia currently in the 4th seed, 4-3. They've got a plus 35 point differential, and Hong Kong is 3-4. So, actually, I think that might not be right. I feel like Hong Kong only plays 7 matches total. So I thought they were 3-3 coming into this one.
Yeah, that might just be a difference on the website, but again, still a big match. Overall, this also just might be the last chance some of these teams get to try some things out, finalize their strategy before going into semifinals. It's just one playoff game for each of the top 4 women's teams today before going into the medal matches tomorrow. So we're getting right down to the final wire here. It's all pretty exciting.
Yeah, by this point, obviously, most of these teams have probably hit their strides. They're going to want to stay healthy, of course, but it's a difficult balance. You want to stay healthy, but you also don't want to ease up on an opponent who could just really ruin your day by playing really well and maybe ruining your confidence a bit. So I don't exactly think we're going to see either team take it easy on their opponents here.
No, absolutely not. You want to leave it all on the court. For one of these teams, it could be their last game they're playing here in Cancun, so they're going to go for it. They're going to leave everything on the court before the medal matches.
And I think based on what we saw yesterday, some players to watch on the Hong Kong side. From what I've seen, Savannah Yan has been probably the linchpin of that team, number 22. You can watch for her. She's been very smart with her choices of shots and placement and has done the most damage, perhaps, of any of the players on that side. And on the Canadian team, I think we saw number 3, Karine Biron, making those amazing catches to swing that match around for Canada against Australia. She has been clutch for that Canadian squad. So just a couple of the players to watch out there, although obviously all of these athletes are pretty impressive.
Looks like the Hong Kong ladies are getting themselves hyped up for this match.
Yeah, I like the enthusiasm.
I also do think this is the first time for viewers at home seeing this new set of Canadian jerseys. So the women are now in black and pink instead of their white and purple ones previously. A lot of teams have 2 sets of jerseys, one for round robin, one for playoffs. Looks like the Canadians are just sticking in their pink ones for the rest of today since playoffs are this afternoon.
Yeah, the women taking over that pink color scheme from the men during the round robin. The men had a white and pink number, and Canada sporting the black and pink here. Kind of matches those headbands that a lot of the Canadian team are wearing. Curious if that's all a coordinated decision. I think it probably is.
But yeah, unconventional colors maybe for Canada, but they seem to be digging them. I think there's still going to be a lot of people wanting to trade for their jerseys.
Yeah, certainly they're the most ambitious design, I think, of this tournament. I'm really grateful that I know who the Canadian women are because, frankly, some of the numbers are a little hard to read. You can see the sort of diagonal cross cut of the black and pink making some of those numbers a little bit tricky, but we will try to keep you informed about who those players are. Hong Kong sporting a more classic kind of jersey design, the black, white, and red. Often those are often Canadian colors too, so at least it'll be easy to tell the teams apart, jersey-wise, in this match. And for interest's sake, on the other courts, we got, it looks like Norway versus Australia in the men's division, and a men's match between Great Britain and Italy. So we will give you some updates on those as we go and let you know how those matches are proceeding. I don't think either of those has major playoff implications, but we will take a look and let you know.
I think a big game following this one that a lot of viewers might be interested in is the U.S. men versus the Malaysian men. That was the gold medal match last year, so please stay tuned immediately following this game as well.
Yeah, and of course playoffs after that, but before we get to all that, oh wow.
And big swings right off the bat. 2 Canadian players stepping off the court.
Yeah, Hong Kong pretty quick on that rush, and they find 2 shots onto Oquin and Biran to give themselves a little player advantage to start off this match. And we see Adair evading the shot. Melanie Adair, I believe originally from Canada herself, but longtime Hong Kong resident and player. Oh, big catch! As Kim Kwan, number 26, very excited about that grab.
Kim has been playing great in this tournament. I have had the pleasure of seeing a few of her games. She's a very agile player and not one to be underestimated on the corner as well.
One of the most energetic players in this tournament too. I think both personality-wise and fitness level, she just keeps moving around out there. And we did see Croft hitting Adair out a moment ago, but Canada only 3 now.
Oh, and another big catch!
That is Cheryl Ng coming up with a great grab, some clutch catches. We see Canada now down to just 1 player. Henley Croft, very aggressive. She had some huge throws as well in that match against Australia yesterday. And she's going to need to survive. Ooh, I think 3 balls finding her there. That was going to be a tough one to catch, but either way, Hong Kong out to the 1-0 lead.
Smart play by Hong Kong. They got a couple of big catches. They got some energy. They control the momentum in that first game. It definitely felt like it.
Yeah, right off the beginning, we saw them strike 2 players on the rush, just only losing 1 themselves, and they just kind of kept pressing that advantage, making some clutch catches. And they got the lead to show for it. And this time it's Canada. We see Lisa Mora connecting as Sherry Liu heads off. And we see another one onto Shan. She heads out as well. Team Canada now with the edge. As Hong Kong comes to the line, they're looking for Mora and miss. Savannah Yan over there in the corner defers the ball to Kwan in the middle, who comes out right up to the center line. Backing off now. Yan gets tagged out regardless. Berkeley and Kwan are traded as well. Canada getting that 2-for-1 trade. And it looks like they may have lost Ray on the far corner as well. But they do connect on Cheryl Ng this time, not able to make a catch. And it'll be down to Melanie Adair.
Melody, last player on the court, looking for the snipe and finding one.
Great shot.
1v3. Let's see if she can close this out by herself.
Oh, I think she just found the back line. Yeah, she knows it. Even before the whistle went, we saw her raise her hand. We have commented on that. It seems like players touch that back line the most often when they're the last players remaining.
Yeah.
Possibly just lacking that reference point of your fellow players, making it a little more difficult to keep track of where it's at.
And for those at home that don't know, these white lines that you can see on the court are hard out. So even if the player accidentally steps on the white line just slightly, they are still considered out.
Yeah, we can also see the women play in a slightly shorter half than the men's. They play with a 25-foot distance from the center to their back line. The men's court, 30 feet. And so that is why the women are lined up a little bit closer to that center. Makes for good rush play pretty often, as we see Jess O'Quinn hit out a second ball. Maybe just trying to make sure. O'Quinn looks back as if to say, hey, you already got me. save it to the next point. And we see a shot from Mora that is blocked by Yan. Hong Kong now with 4 balls. Mora bending backward, showing some pretty solid flexibility. And it is Adair with the pressure from the side. Croft driving her back. We see the shot from Mora again. But so far, everyone from Hong Kong still alive.
Great dodging by Hong Kong, staying alive. All 6 of them still on the court. That's pretty impressive considering how hard, one stepping off now, but how hard Canada's been throwing, and that was still a 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah, Rowe was hit out, but Croft on the far side avenging her. We see a couple of shots toward Yan on the left this time as she is hit out. Pressure from Liu, keeping the Canadians back from doing a little more damage. Mora and McLaren up on the offensive. That ball, I think, bouncing before it found Croft. 4-on-4. And Biron with the block. Kwan hit out, as was Chan. So some good shots from Canada, making the advantage theirs. And we see 2 balls. Yep, they find Liu, and it's just on the court. Good shot toward 2 Canadian players, missing Biron on that second ball as well. Nice aggressive shots, but Canada now in the charge. Mora connects.
Cheryl stepping out on that one. But good play by Team Hong Kong. Point differential 1-2 in favor of Team Canada.
Yeah, we've got 15-20 remaining in this half. It's actually been 3 pretty quick points from these players. As they settle in for another one, we'll see who gets the edge off the rush. It's been important so far. Both teams attacking, and I think Kirkpatrick, the only one eliminated. Yan seems to be a clear leader on the court, making the call. And we see the shot taken by number 8, Jasper Chan. And it's Canada this time, spending 2 toward Adair. We see the return fire.
And all of Hong Kong still staying alive. 6v5 in favor of Team Hong Kong.
And now 4 balls in hand. They come up. It is a shot toward Berkeley, I think, but avoiding that ball. Canada's turn to take to the line. And we see 3 shots. One of them finds Adair. Canada with 2, as Hong Kong did take a shot back. We see them huddle up. Some pressure from Canada. We see Mackenzie Pinette hit out. And Canada now, they send a couple to the left side and another one to the right side as well as Yan takes her own shot.
Hong Kong's doing a fantastic job of staying alive. Canada is not letting off on their firepower at all, and they're still dodging.
Yeah, big shots, though. A couple of them finding Lisa Mora on that right side for Canada. And just 3 remaining for the Canadians. So Hong Kong, just as you said, they're making Canada miss. Doing a good job of being small and moving laterally to avoid those balls. And we see another shot connecting onto Moore. So accuracy right now, clearly with Team Hong Kong.
They're trying to play their game right now. They're trying to get their momentum and set the pace like they did in the first game. And it looks like it's working for them as Sade Berkeley steps off on that snipe by number 22, Savannah Yan.
Yeah, we've seen great play out of her. Gray with a couple of blocks and takes a shot of her own. Jessica Gray playing out of Ottawa, Ontario. Has a tall order in front of her, much like her number. It's 5-1. Gray now with the ball advantage, takes her first shot, missing a little bit high. Gray still with 4 balls on her side. Comes right up to the line. We see Hong Kong electing not to take the counter from Yan, but it looks like Chan was hit out. Just a little graze there. Good shot placement from Jessica Gray.
4 players left in for Hong Kong. Looks like they're looking for that team throw. And 3 balls do go, and looks like she stays alive.
Yeah, good positioning and blocking from Jessica Gray. I think Hong Kong has the right idea. You've got that player edge, you've got enough balls to do it. You might as well try and put 3 on her so that Gray is not going to have an easy time blocking, and it looks like she catches one, though.
It was a catch and out, so one of those balls did connect with her. Number 26, Kim Kwan, stepping off on that one. Still 3v1.
Kirkpatrick, who returned, does hit out Savannah Yan. Kirkpatrick keeping her feet moving, and wow.
Sherry Liu stepping out. Now it's a 1v1. Lynn Kirkpatrick.
Yeah, Kirkpatrick's throw just mixing up Liu, it looks like, on the block, and now 1-on-1. Team Canada's long-time veteran, Kirkpatrick. It isn't out. Looks like they got her on the knee, so Hong Kong salvaging that point when it was starting to look dire.
Hong Kong tying up the score, 2-2. 11 minutes, 21 seconds still left on the clock in the first half.
So that point took about 4 minutes after we saw 3 points in about 4.5 minutes before that.
I think that was Hong Kong trying to set the pace themselves, slow it down, play their game, not let Canada's big arms and aggression push them back anymore. So we'll see who controls the momentum in this next game.
Yeah, Canada through this tournament, typically the more aggressive team, more consistently. Ooh, as we see Kwan and Yan head out. Whereas Hong Kong, a little more opportunistic, I would say. But Canada now with a chance to be offensive. We see a block from Ng. And Hong Kong will huddle up. And they find Croft on that left side. Canada now going to take their shots. We see one over to Adair and a return shot finding O'Quinn. Jack O'Quinn will have to head off, adjusting that knee pad a little bit on the way.
But it looks like Melody Adair also stepping off, making the player count 4-3 in favor of Canada.
Canada very likely going to force those 1-for-1s if they can. We've seen both their men's and women's teams doing that in this tournament.
Oh, strong throw by captain Team Canada. Connecting with number 11, Cheryl Wynn.
Willing to take those shots all the way from the back. They've got the arm strength to do it. Hong Kong now just 2 players remaining. And we see that 1-for-1 force. McLaren taking out Chan. So a 1-on-3 now. Rushing up, but not taking a shot was O'Quinn.
Just Sherry Liu left in for Team Hong Kong.
I think she took that shot maybe in the face, but she seems to be fine.
She was looking for that catch, hopefully to bring in one of her own players, but Team Canada did do a team throw. I think all 3 balls went on her at once, so that does make the score 3-2 in favor of Team Canada. 9.5 minutes left in the first half. Very close game. They're keeping this a very close and exciting game for all the spectators.
Yeah, both of these teams are comfortably in the top 5 right now. It is a shame that we're going to have a team not be able to advance to the playoffs, as we see 2 eliminations for Canada, none yet for Hong Kong. 3 eliminations for Canada, actually, as Kirkpatrick hit out as well, joining her teammates on the sideline. So, great rush play out of Hong Kong, playing well in the chaos. Berkeley goes low, and Adair connecting to really push the advantage for the Hong Kong side.
All 6 players still left in for Team Hong Kong. Canada with 2 left on the court.
Nice shot by Gray. Finally draws blood from the Hong Kong side in this set.
Savannah Yan stepping off for Team Hong Kong.
And Moore going defensive, gets under those 2 shots quite well. But Hong Kong still with the ball. We will see how aggressively Lou chooses to play it. She plays pretty aggressively, but cannot save Kim Kwan.
Canada taking out 2 players in the last few seconds, bringing the player count 4-2.
Nice shot from Gray, but unable to connect, as Chan was ready for it. And Moore just electing to go very defensive there. She had a couple of good shots coming her way. Coach Gravilli on the sideline, offering constructive advice to his team. Moore unfortunately hit out. Gray, though, does find a return shot onto Jasper Chan. And so Jessica Gray is going to need to pull something out here against 3 from Team Hong Kong. Adair calling for her team to back up. They talk about their plan. Gray in a defensive stance does get hit. Hong Kong ties it up.
Good team throw by Hong Kong, putting all 3 balls on her. That was a smart move right there, since they did have the player advantage.
Yeah, we see that appears to be how they want to play it when they are playing against these Canadians. Why take a chance with fancy play? Just put 3 balls at the same time on the same target. And they are able to connect.
We've got about 7.5 minutes left in this first half. We are tied up 3v3, Canada women versus Hong Kong women's team. Very exciting game.
And off the rush, both teams again pretty quick. Canada playing it very defensive as Croft holds on to 2, finds a shot onto Yan. Adair with the fake. Canada up, taking a couple of shots toward Jasper Chan, who was ready and blocking. Team Hong Kong now in the huddle. We see a shot from Kwan. Oh, wow, nice grab.
Beautiful catch by number 3 for Team Canada. We saw her do that several times yesterday, just at the right moment.
I think there was another catch on the other side as well, so Canada with a full 6. Croft's ball going a little high, gives a little sorry hand. Henley Croft defers the ball to her corner. Canada with a nice cross-court low shot from Rowe, and we see another grab. O'Quinn. And Hong Kong now down to 1, down to 0.
Canada taking that point, giving them a lead 4-3.
Yeah, so quite a back-and-forth match so far. Neither team able to pull away.
But you can tell that game went pretty quickly for Canada. They were playing very aggressively, pushing up the line. They got some really amazing catches. That was them, playing at their best right there. That was them playing their game at their momentum and memento.
You see Kirkpatrick just barely surviving as she scrambles on the ground and blocks. Team Canada's throw now. A bit of pressure from Adair and Yan to make it difficult. And wow, we see a diving effort from Panette, tripping up Berkeley a bit. Everybody's okay, I think. Kirkpatrick hit out, though, in the scramble.
It looks like maybe Kirkpatrick ran up to try to protect her fellow player, go for the catch on that one.
Yeah, that was a bit of a crowd, unfortunate, and I think everybody's okay, which is good. Hong Kong with that edge in players. Now they find that shot onto Mora. Jumps up high, but the throw follows her. And it's going to be down to Moore and Berkeley. Moore reads the attacks from both sides. She takes out the charging players. Good calm under pressure from Berkeley. Hong Kong still with the player edge, though, and they connect on Berkeley this time. Number 47, Brogan Moore, gets caught. Nice grab by Sherry Liu. And we're right back to an even score.
We are, yet again, another tied game. This is the second women's match in a row where we've just seen it be neck and neck, point for point. Really neither team pulling away with much of an advantage.
Yeah, and some quick updates from other courts. Australia up 4-0 over the Norwegian men, and Great Britain with a 5-1 lead so far. on Team Italy in the men's division as well. But as we get back to it, we'll see who is able to take control of this match. So far, everybody's safe. Canada not willing to give up the line. We see that shot does find Croft. And Yan returned on. We see as well, I think Biron tagged out. Canada showing that aggressiveness up at the line, even when it's Hong Kong's throw. Canada posturing as if it was their turn to throw. Just really trying to control that space. Both O'Quinns are active. And wow.
That's a catch. A little bit of a jumble there, but number 3 for Team Hong Kong did pull that up. That was Sherry Liu.
And Rowe hit out as well, I think. She is sticking around depending on what the referees talk about, but I believe she was struck. The Team Canada captain just asking for clarification on something. It's a very helpful comment, I know.
I think it was on clarification if there was maybe another player hit out.
And now Rowe over to the sideline. Julie McLaren, the only player left for Canada. So Hong Kong with some quick strikes and good catches. McLaren plays it a little bit safe and finds Adair with a nice shot. Charge counter, not coming from Liu.
Smart play by Sherry Liu. Waiting for her teammates. They have the player advantage. They got ball advantage.
McLaren,
might as well push up here, not take anything too risky.
Exactly. McLaren has to play a little bit safe for the moment. And she does get found out. I think that one might have caught her up high.
Those are painful. These are foam balls, so that does mean that they're not as painful as perhaps rubber balls, other types of dodgeballs that are played across country. But no matter what, a ball in the eyeball is a painful hit.
Yeah. I think the eye and the ear are those spots where it can take you out for a second for sure.
Yeah.
I've had my contacts knocked around a little bit. Also a threat for those of us wearing them. But Hong Kong now with the lead one more time. Hong Kong a little bit faster on the rush this time. Kirkpatrick.
Oh, and what a catch!
Yeah, Jessica Gray was ready to bail out her co-Ottawa player. And we see a couple of shots over toward Adair, who takes her place on the sideline in the queue, waiting for a catch or the next point. And nothing doing on those throws. Gray with the footwork getting up to protect her team. And wow, nice shot. Jasper Chan. That was one of those catches where it's kind of like positional. She was down in the blocking position. The first ball avoided her, and the second one just kind of came in and lodged. Oh, Moore tried to find that one as it ricocheted off of the net. But both of the Maritime players from Canada are out. Hong Kong in the back and forth. They won for 1. No, Berkeley staying alive as she scrambles back. And as they come up, we see a couple of shots back and forth, but it's only Sade Berkeley from the Canadian side who's out. Adair on the far side as well. Hong Kong with that 3-on-2 player edge.
Oh, and the snipe does pan out for Team Canada on that one. Hong Kong maybe playing a little bit too close to the line.
Well, that is the hard part. Ooh, as Yan hit out as well. Canada bringing this one back for the moment. And the referees come together.
Jasper Chan, the last one left in for Hong Kong.
Yeah, she's been a reliable performer for this team. Very smart play, very good defensive work. And she will need to keep up that level of performance against 2 from Team Canada, Kirkpatrick and Mora. Still on the court. Not sure what that conversation was about. But Canada on the attack. Kirkpatrick still staying aggressive with a nice block. Chan, it's her throw. Mora stays away. You see those Canadians threatening that charge that they've done so much, and they find it. I think at this point, everybody's seen the Canadian team do those rushes well before the offensive team takes a throw. So even if Canada just kind of fakes that charge, it seems to cause a little bit of a flinch or a hesitation from the players on the other side.
That's true, that's true. And that point, yet again, tied up the score here in the first half between Canada and Hong Kong. 1:28 left on the clock. We've got a close game here.
Yeah, Hong Kong does want this. You can see they are still talking about how to make it happen. We've got 1.5 minutes in this first half. Still an even match. As the referees start us off one more time. And you see Jack O'Quinn hit out.
Nice throw right off the bat by Sherry Liu.
Hong Kong just find the ball retriever in the back, but also Shauna Rowe just a little bit in front. Rowe and O'Quinn talking things over in the queue, hoping to be caught back in. Meanwhile, their teammates showing a whole bunch of pressure. And we see a foot shot there, I think, on Jess O'Quinn. Kenley Croft, Julie McLaren, and Karine Biron remain for Canada with the majority of the balls. And Liu was hit. Thinks Croft should be as well, but the refs do not make that call. See some nice defense out of the Hong Kong side.
Kim Kwong stepping off the court from that corner snipe.
Well, only the second casualty so far. I think Adair was hit out on the aggressive shot from Croft. And we see that ball gets away from the retriever and back over to the Hong Kong side. So Canada only one in hand. Currently held by Biron on the left. 1-for-1's it. Croft.
Oh, beautiful hit.
Checking with the ref. It does look like that one bounced before it found her. She rolled.
I think they're going to check that one if it actually did hit the ground before it hit her.
Well, play is resuming. Croft needs to back off. One ball returned to the Hong Kong team. That may just be that ball should have been over there. Then the refs blew the whistle and it made its way over afterward. Or maybe it's just sudden death. Now that I look at the timer, it is just sudden death, folks. Yan hit out.
So sudden death, for those who don't know at home, it is no blocking. That means even if a player accidentally blocks the ball, they are out. So it's all hits and catches from this point.
Yeah, it slightly changes the skill set required to thrive. Croft, with that throw, we saw her do damage with it in sudden death yesterday, and she does a bit as well in this match. So Canada escapes the half with a 6-5 lead. Hong Kong far from out of it. They are down by 1 in a match where I don't think either side has been able to secure even a 2-point lead for themselves at any point here.
Yeah, I don't think so either. In fact, this might be the first time Canada has had the point lead.
I can't remember for sure. Let's say yes. They may have had it briefly. Either way, it's been super close, back and forth. Even the individual points have been very close.
So we still got 20 minutes left on the clock. Anything can really happen. I feel like I'm repeating a lot of the stuff I said in the last women's game. Very close 2 matches that we've seen here. So that just shows the level of play that we are seeing here at the world stage from so many of these teams.
Yeah, despite the difference in styles from some of these teams, obviously they can still put up results in a variety of ways with a variety of players. So a little bit of an update again from far courts. Great Britain goes into halftime with an 8-1 lead over Italy in the men's division. And on the other far side, Australia and Norway in the men's division. It looks like Australia is up 9-0, I believe. Both teams on this court taking the chance to talk things out.
So one different thing between the men's and women's divisions is that 8 teams for the men will go on into playoffs, the top 8 teams. So they will have a quarterfinals match following the round robin today to then determine the semifinal medal matches that will go into tomorrow. So the men will play 2 games today if they do qualify for finals, and the women will play 1. So keep an eye out as these schedules get filled in following this game and the next one, the final round robin games, and we will be able to tell you who is playing when on what court.
Yeah, and if you want to see the results for yourself, you can go to dodgeballworldchampionships.com/results, and you can see what the standings look like. They will be locked in after, not after this round, but after the following round, and we will be moving on to playoffs after that.
Reps coming together, discussing something in the moment. The closer we get to playoffs and finals, I think the more intense these games are getting. More careful these refs have to be with each of their calls, because any call can make such a big difference in standing.
That is correct. We see the refs talking things out, maybe about things to watch or ways to call things. Coach Victor Grabilli was over there for the Canadians in the huddle as well. And Coach Brian Lee for the Hong Kong side, also over there on the sideline. I believe we have word that if Hong Kong wins this match by at least 10 points, they will secure themselves the 4th seed, but there's winning, and then there's winning by 10 points against a team like Canada.
It's true. Beautiful block by Lynn Kirkpatrick.
You see a couple of shots blocked nicely by Chan. Aggression from the Canadians again. And it looks like Mora hit out. Yan now in the corner beside Adair. And Yan hit out. Canada finding their target on that shot. We see a ball gently roll over to the Canadian ball retriever, bouncing it in play. Hands it over to Pinette. Mackenzie Pinette is fine. That was a good block. Canada huddles up, heads to the line with a plan. And that plan does not eliminate anyone on this particular round. Hong Kong now, it is their turn. We see a volley of 2-3 coming in and hitting 2 players from Canada. Berkeley and Kirkpatrick heading out. See a ball right on the center line. Whoever can get it. It's a dangerous thing. Ooh, and those shots, one from each side, they do miss. Gray is able to scoop that ball up and return it to her side.
Good dodging by Adair.
Yeah, Adair hopping over. It is their turn to attack. Those attacks find Pinette. Team Canada down with 2. Hong Kong still 5 strong. They'll have an extra ball as well. 4 on their side now, 1 each per Canadian player on the court. And 3 balls spent on Gray, as they've done before. And Hong Kong eliminates all but 1 Canadian.
They've got the player advantage. They might as well take the team throws. It seems to be working for them throughout this whole match.
Moore attacks toward the middle and finds the shot on Ng, but misses on the shot toward Chan. Moore does well to get small behind those balls. Kwan shows the defensive posture and blocks. Still going to be the throw on Moore, as there are 4 balls on her side. She sends it all the way across the court to Adair. Adair returning fire, as does her teammate Chan. Moore still in it. also electing to go toward that ball handler again. Kwon with a block. Kim Kwon willing to get right up there and grab those balls before they roll to the other side.
4 players still in for Hong Kong. See if they can coordinate the team pros that have been working for them so well this match.
And still playing it a little bit patiently is Hong Kong. 16 and a half minutes in the second half. And
Staying alive.
Yep. Moore was ready to look for the catch, but Kwon, one of the players who was not able to hit the target. Chan does not take her own shot. Moore backs off. Brogan Moore willing to come right up to the line to throw, but she gets charged back on this time, and it's Adair who finishes it off and ties this match up one more time.
Yet again, we are tied 6-6, Canada versus Hong Kong. A little under 16 minutes left on the clock in the second half. This is the last women's round robin match on the main court.
Yeah, we do see Adair hitting Moore there on the back pedal. That's one of the hardest times to defend yourself well, because your momentum just kind of carrying yourself back just limits your defensive choices. And that time Adair put her ball in exactly the right spot to secure this tie. Yeah, we'll see if either team can pull away at all. So far, doesn't seem like it. Nobody throwing off the rush. That doesn't happen too often with these teams. Canada trying to hold that line. Kwon does get hit as she rushes. And now the throw will be on Team Canada in the black and pink. Black and rose, maybe. See, the shot finds Biron. And Canada coming up. And a nice underhand shot and another shot. Wow, 3 players hit it. That ball that hit Yan may have also found Chan.
Big play by Team Canada there.
Yeah, some quick strikes, taking Hong Kong down to 2.
Sherry Liu and Cheryl Wynn still left in for Team Hong Kong. 4 players left in for Team Canada. Again, tied up.
Ooh, nice spot on Kirkpatrick, but we do see Cheryl Ng hit out.
Quickly, we saw a lot of players get hit out. We are now down to a 2v1. Refs coming in to talk about the most recent plays.
Yeah, they just want to, as we mentioned before, they want to make sure they get these things correct. They do call the out on someone on the Hong Kong side. So I think we're just going to have, oh no, I guess that was an out on the last remaining player. Gesturing to say that the point is for Canada. We see, we'll see if there's a bit of conversation about that. I am not sure what happened to the last player on Hong Kong. Maybe the line, maybe there was a shot earlier that hit her through a block. We'll consult the footage later.
Yes, we can, but looks like we're going into the next match. So that point went to Canada, but they just got to fix the score there.
Oof. We got a report from the sideline that the last player was called out for her hair touching out of bounds.
Oh, that's a tough call. That's you know, you hate to see it. You hate to see that be the way that you get called out. So for those at home that don't know, any part of your body, including your hair, your jersey, any part of you, if that is out of bounds, then you are unfortunately out.
I'm not saying everyone should shave their head to be in a better position for dodgeball, but it would have saved her that particular point. I'm just saying.
Yeah, be sure to mention that to her later.
She'll be very grateful for the pointer. Yeah. Hong Kong will look to tie this match back up, of course. We see the throw toward O'Quinn, threatening that windmill. Those underhand shots can mix up the opponents quite a bit. We see that windmill shot coming in from O'Quinn, forcing the jump out of Adair. Kirkpatrick tagged out as well. Team Hong Kong coming together. Berkeley aggressive as usual. Jess O'Quinn hit out. And Chan as well. So Hong Kong still trading, still in a good position. Berkeley hits, and this time no trade, so just advantage Hong Kong.
2 to 4. Looks like they're going for that team throw again.
They staggered a bit this time, but that fourth shot from Kwan does hit Croft.
Smart play by Kwan. Saw the opening and took it.
McLaren, the last one remaining. Julie McLaren on the national team for the first time. She's had some big moments. And she eludes those shots. Takes her own and connects. Sherry Liu hit out. So McLaren hovering right around that warning line at the back to let players know they're close to the back line. And McLaren, I think, got hit on the foot there.
And yet again, we have a tied game here, 7-7. Good play by Hong Kong, working together to take out the final 2 Canadian players. We're tied up with about 12 and a half minutes left on the clock in the second half.
I think you're exactly right that they are working together. Their coordination has been on point. They've been able to hold this powerful Canadian squad in check. From the rush, that second ball does find Bihan.
Hong Kong is playing phenomenally right now. They're making Canada work for every single one of their points.
And along the way, they're getting some of their own. Yan hit out on the far side. 5-on-5 now. 7-7 is the score. And we see those shots finding Jess O'Quinn.
4 players left in for Canada, 5 for Hong Kong.
Team Canada sends a couple over. Adair is in. I guess she did not quite hit that back line. It was close. She kind of tucked away from it, though. But I believe that was Chan knocked out on the other side, making it a 4-on-4. Ooh, nice dodges from Panette. Panette, whose name looks like Panay to many of my Canadian friends back home, but Mackenzie herself did confirm that it is pronounced Panette. I had to go straight to the source, though. Much disagreement about it. So thank you, Mackenzie, for making it easy for me to finally say that name with confidence. Team Canada up at the line. They miss Kwan. Hong Kong now with the extra ball. See if we see those charges out of Canada. Not this time. Mora does just touch the line. I think if she landed on that 1 foot. Good control to stay up and in control there, but unfortunately right on. Wow, and we see that nice little run throw from Panette where she just kind of steps into it but just like runs through it, catching Adair off balance. Team Canada still with 3. Hong Kong with 2. This will be for the go-ahead point. Nice shot on Panette.
Oh, smart play by both sides there. Now making it a 1v1. Lots of exchanges across the board.
Timeout called by Canada. I think we have seen this a few times. I think Coach Gravilli does seem to like to call timeout when he has one to spare for his team in a 1v1. He does often come over and talk to that player. Probably just talking about how do you see this going. On the other side, we see Coach Brian Lee of Hong Kong talking things over with his teammate as well. I do love the 1v1s. I mean,
it's the creme de la creme. It's the most exciting dodgeball can get.
I just appreciate some of the tactical choices players make when you see them willing to throw 2 balls, when you see them willing to really try to create really acrobatic or exciting situations for themselves, forcing their opponents to make mistakes or capitalizing on whatever they can find. And both players have to start on the back line after that timeout. Gray sends that ball over to the side. It is Gray who throws first. Nice block. And another nice block. We see So.
Both ladies playing very aggressive.
Yeah.
And still alive.
Janice So on the defensive now. Does well to move to the side behind her blocker. Gray defensive as well. Seems to prefer being in that kneeling position. Gray winds up and connects. Team Canada back in the lead. But, I mean, if I had to guess who's going to take the next point, honestly, at this point, how could I not bet on Hong Kong? It's been back and forth all the time.
I know, right? Very excited about that one. You can see it pumped up her team, so maybe that'll give them the momentum shift to take the next one, though, too. But this has been a very exciting game of dodgeball as we have 9.5 minutes left on the clock. Score 8-7 in favor of Canada. It's been just back and forth this entire time. Neither team has had more than a 1-point lead this whole time. Some pretty phenomenal dodgeball here right now.
I always appreciate these matches that are nice and close. And we see, Kirkpatrick on the ground with 2 blocking balls manages to stay alive. Even just staying alive can be a big boost for the team in moments like that. And Ing hit out, as was Yan. So Canada, I'm sure, pretty happy with that exchange. They are back on offense with 4. And that second ball connecting, O'Quinn hit out as well. So Hong Kong does find 1, but they are down to a 2-on-5. Canada now attacking. Kwan gets low under that and does get tagged out, but she did find Kirkpatrick as well to make things maybe a tiny bit easier for Janice So, who is the last player left for her side again. Berkeley missing. Nora connecting, though. Right on the knee. I was wrong.
Yeah, I know, and here it happens. 2-point lead for Team Canada. First 2-point deficit of this match. 8 minutes and 37 seconds left on the clock. Canada making pretty quick work of that last match.
Yeah, that was Canada at their more aggressive best. When they are hitting those shots, we can see sometimes that they have the throws to do a lot of damage. I think this was a timeout perhaps called by Hong Kong now. So everybody will huddle up at once more. We'll let you know that on the far courts we have Great Britain leading Norway 12-1 in a men's match, and Australia 14-0 over Great Britain over Italy on the other court. I already looked over to the Australia versus Norway court. That one is 14-0. A couple of one-sided games over there, but a very close one over here. Canada with just a 9-7 edge, just the first time in the match we've seen a 2-point advantage.
Hong Kong coming out swinging. They're wanting to take out a few players early on.
And we see in that back and forth, not a lot of damage done yet, just 1 from the Hong Kong side. This time, nice catch. We haven't seen one in a while from the Hong Kong team, but Cheryl Ing up to the challenge. And a return shot finding Shauna Rowe and Jess O'Quinn. Both of the Canadian corners taken out. Team Canada up to the line. That shot from Berkeley missing Adair. A second shot from Berkeley also missing Adair. And we see Kirkpatrick hit out. Team Hong Kong still with a lot of fight left in them.
absolutely do. Bringing it to a 5v2. Good hit by Sade Berkeley on the corner.
She'd sent a few toward Melanie Adair and finally connects with one on this point. That shot is blocked by Jan. And Hong Kong once again is going to get to huddle. They've got 5 balls now. Berkeley is hit. 3 balls sent her way. We've talked about that kind of team throw. Hong Kong's getting that timing perfectly. Moore staying alive. Seems to prefer on defense going really low. Very hard to hit. Very capable thrower too, as she sends one that finds Ng on the far side in the middle. Team Canada trying to protect their 2-point lead. Hong Kong trying to bring it back. They send 2 over toward Moore, who throws. It's blocked by Yan. Savannah Yan, another solid block.
Hong Kong's playing patient here. They have the player advantage. They might as well wait until they have ball advantage as well and do a team throw that's been working for them thus far.
Saw an interesting little wrinkle. Yan's block was so decisive it did knock the ball out of bounds and across the center line. So the Hong Kong ball retrieval. Well, let's talk about that in a second. Moore finally hit out. Hong Kong closing that gap again.
Score now 9-8, still in favor of Canada, but Hong Kong still has a lot of fight left in them. 5 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock in the second half of this match.
Yeah, so just a small rules thing. When those balls are out of play, the retrievers are allowed to get them from anywhere as long as it is on your side of center. So even if it went out on your side, if it's very far away but on the Canadian side of the half, it does have to be returned to Canada and vice versa. Doesn't come up too often, but hey. And Kirkpatrick hit out on the ground this time. She'd been doing well, keeping herself alive on those scrambles, but this time we see the shot connect. Team Canada coming up, and missing Yan. Nice sidestep in the air from her. So we see Hong Kong up, we see a return shot, caught by Jessa Quinn, and she finds Yan as well. That's a big swing for Canada. Jessa Quinn, a one-woman haymaker out there right now.
All 6 players still left in for Team Canada. Hong Kong with 3 players left on the court.
And that last shot finally finds Mora. Quinn kind of stepping through emotion again, maybe not quite feeling it on that last throw. And somehow the only one hit out there again, Shauna Rowe. A lot of throws.
Lots of throws. Hong Kong's closing the player gap. 3v4 still in favor of Canada.
So Hong Kong doing a good job of trying to whittle that Canadian side back down. 4:20 remaining in this half. And it looks like just a 1-for-1.
Sade Berkeley hit out for Team Canada. 2v3 in favor of Canada, but Hong Kong making some impressive work with this. And hitting out another player, number 15 for Team Canada, closing the gap to a 2v2.
Yeah, Hong Kong recovering well from some of those early flurries of eliminations. And Canada electing to go 1 ball per target. Kwan throws, and O'Quinn eliminated, but so is Ng. So it's another one-on-one.
And I'm just loving all these one-on-ones. We get to see different players each time almost.
We see another timeout taken. I believe that signal was for Canada. So
this will be King Kwan, number 26 from Hong Kong, versus Lynn Kirkpatrick from Team Canada. We haven't seen them face off one-on-one yet, but we've seen lots of other combinations thus far this game.
I'm going to guess we'll get at least one more, too, before this match ends.
Yeah, there's still 3 minutes and 28 seconds left.
So I think at this point it seems like the seeding in the women's group is basically locked in. It'll be USA, Canada, Malaysia, Australia.
Knowing that we can tell you when and where they will be playing, but we'll follow that immediately after this 1v1.
Nice shot from Kwan, but missing. Kwan now popping up and shooting. Kirkpatrick's still alive. These throws coming so close.
So much energy from Kwan, and Lynn Patrick's foot is just out. So Kim Kwan does take that point for her team, tying up the game yet again with 3 minutes left on the clock, 9-9. As Carrie was just saying, we do have final standing, regardless of the results from this game. U.S. as number 1, Canada as number 2, Malaysia as number 3, and Australia as number 4. So what that does mean is that if you were watching earlier for that very exciting U.S. versus Australia game, they will face off again later today at 6 p.m. on one of the secondary courts. So unfortunately will not be broadcast on this channel. However, the Canada and Malaysia game will be at 4:30 on this main court. So do stay tuned and come back for that one. That one will be a very good close game.
And after this match, we'll give you a quick update on the men's standings as well. Those are mostly figured out. We see Yan hit out. We still have a couple minutes left in this match, just under 3. It is, of course, tied up. Canada was unable to hold on to their 9-7 edge, and Hong Kong still fighting so hard. And finding Berkeley with that shot.
2.5 minutes left on the clock. Tied up 9-9. I think Hong Kong really wants to take this game. This will be their last game in this tournament. So might as well leave it all on the court.
And the refs, I think, was talking about whether Chan was hit out. I feel like I saw the thrower, Mora, saying that that one bounced. Referee is confirming the call. Sure, at this point the players just want to keep moving, but hey, getting those calls right is important.
I mean, if you're Hong Kong right now, you got to be feeling pretty good about yourself. Although they may be 5th seed, if they take this game, they will have beaten the 2nd seed team.
Nice shot on the Chan, and fully agreed. I think this Hong Kong women's squad has been so solid. We hear the Canadian sideline trying to fire up their team. Ooh, nice shot. Adair hit out. Rowe was hit out a moment before that as well. 3-on-3. 9-9.
Man, exciting till the very last second.
And Mora with the block. I think the block. Nope. Confirming with the ref that was a hit.
3v2 advantage Hong Kong. Tied score.
Canada letting go of 3 balls. Only one remaining in the hands of Jessica Gray, who defers it over to her teammate Jessica O'Quinn.
Hong Kong with player and ball advantage right now.
So I think that's going to catch. That's going to count as a catch. That's one where, not what you plan, but you'll take it.
I think they were debating if that was a catch or a catch and out, because I think there may have been another ball.
Yeah, I think the catch will count, because if a ball did hit her, it went up. I mean, it went out of play pretty quickly.
Yes. I think they have confirmed the catch, but was there another ball that maybe hit her at the same time, making it a catch and out?
Either way, I do believe Durand will be in.
Yes. So less than a minute, 57 seconds left on the clock.
Catch is confirmed.
And looks like she is safe as well.
So, good bounce for Team Canada as that ball just kind of stuck in O'Quinn while she was basically laying sideways. So, Canada now 3 strong. Nice block by Kwan. Kim Kwan talking over the plan with Lou. Bray with the block. And 35 seconds left. We'll see if they try to close it out or if they want to try and finish it in sudden death. Juan out and Liu out. Canada takes a 10-9 lead.
So there's 23 seconds left on the clock, going into no blocking. This will likely go into no blocking with 23 seconds left on the clock. So Canada still has a chance to tie this game. And from what I understand, they would actually go into overtime. And again, this wouldn't change the results of the standings, but it still would feel good for Hong Kong to leave this tournament with a W.
Yeah, for pride it's very important. For setting up your team's following year, it's very important. And even just for proving yourself as a player. Everybody's still going to be giving it all. Hong Kong can force overtime with a strong performance in this point. Canada can put it away. Nice jump by Rowe, just getting over that ball. Landing so softly as well. And that second ball connects. Canada doing a good job with that staggered timing.
And the trade.
Berkeley hit as well. So just before time expires, Berkeley hit out.
So now we are in no blocking, exactly what it sounds like. The players are not allowed to block balls like they previously could in the game. If they do, they are out. So it's all catches and hits from here.
And lines, let's face it. Once in a while, we do see that.
We do see the line.
Players setting up. Referees telling them to get a move on here. Team Canada now sets up on the line. 3 balls in hand per team. 4 players per team. Rowe with the first shot. And O'Quinn.
I'm not sure if the catch counted. It looks like it did.
Yeah.
But she did fall out, so she is also out.
I don't think a Hong Kong player has gone out yet. So the question from Hong Kong might be whether O'Quinn did have the ball secured while she was still in bounds.
Yeah,
so they may have thought she fell out.
Yeah, so the rule at home, for those at home, is you have to have 2 points of contact secure in the court before falling out to make the catch count. So I think they might be arguing, was it a fumble? Did it count?
And I thought she still had her feet in, although Coach Vic does not seem... seemed a little surprised by whatever the comment was. Either way, O'Quinn was out when she went over the sideline, but looks like that catch does count. No blocking continues. We see a couple of hits from Team Canada looking to put this away, and they do. Team Canada finally with an 11-9 victory that was never secure until they actually won it.
Absolutely, very close game. Fantastic play by Hong Kong throughout this entire tournament and in this last game. Unfortunately, that is all that we will see from these Hong Kong ladies this year for 2019 World Championships in Cancun. Canada will go on to playoffs. They will be playing Malaysia at 4:30 on the main court, so please tune back in for that. We can also give you a little bit of an update on the men's division in the bracket, although there is still a few games still live actually right now and a whole nother set of matches following this. The results of the seeding is still finalized, but I still would recommend tuning in for this very next game. It's the U.S. men versus the Malaysia men. That was the gold medal matches last year in Los Angeles for the World Championships, if you recall. So I do expect this to be a very good game.
Yeah, definitely one you're not going to want to miss. I'll be watching it, whether from up here or in the stands. Either way, I'm expecting a really close match between these two powerhouses.
And I think we can give you a little bit of an update of the standings for the men.
Let's save it for the men's match.
Okay.
You can see it yourself at dodgeballworldchampionships.com/results if you want to. But in the meantime, we are going to tune out for a little bit. So we will see you later. Back for this men's match between Team USA and Team Malaysia.
I am Elise Westman.
I'm Terry Thrasher.
And thank you for joining.